Mendocino County Board of Supervisors will hold its regularly scheduled meeting this Tuesday at 9 a.m. at the county office in Ukiah. That means it's happening right now. The docket is a proposal for a countywide noise ordinance. We don't care about that, as well as a reduction in the cannabis business taxes for year 25 and 26. So let me skip through the noise ordinance stuff. I don't think you guys are really worried about that. You're more in tune with the noise that comes from me. The board's agenda is a proposed ordinance to reduce cannabis operators' business taxes for years 25 and 26. The ordinance would be applied to cannabis cultivation and nursery operations. I think there's a few other license types up there, buddy. Reducing the required tax by 40% for tax year 25 and 35% for tax year 26. This would be a substantial reduction for many cannabis businesses that paid a flat rate of $2,500 in taxes according to the original cannabis ordinance. So I can go on and on and on. There's a couple other things. I don't really think you care about it. This is a hyper-local little online rag. But I thought it was worth pointing out Mendocino hasn't done a lot right in regards to processing permits or even keeping step with some of the scale of the cultivation permits with its neighbor, the county due East Lake County. However, 40% is a pretty significant bite out of those taxes. It seems like that's more than just optics. I thought I'd bring it here for you guys to know about first and hear what the rest of my guests, pundits, panelists, and cohorts have to say and think about this morning.
So they're imposing a noise ordinance in Mendocino County where like the neighbors are like 1,000 feet from each other or more?
It does not apply to your pontificating about your preferred party of politics.
It probably only applies to Area 101. They're like, Timberlake, stop throwing them damn parties up there.
Those damn parties are super fun. Count me down. I'm in for all. So, yeah, there's a noise ordinance, which I think really kind of aligns with some of the things we already see in adjacent counties. It's not uncommon to say no construction or motorized tools after a certain time and before a certain time. But the tax reduction, while probably too little too late, 40% is not a little shave here. It's not a little trim there. It seems like it's a substantial move in the right direction. And it also, to me, seems like an acknowledgement by the county that in respects to their cannabis program, they've shit the bed so many times they're going to need to do more than just change the sheets.
So it's more like just a line.
Say that again, Rico.
I'm confused. I'm confused by this story.
You get edged up, just a little touch up and give you a line up front. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
It's more than just a little cosmetic touch up. Yeah. Correct. 40%.
I'm sorry. I'm the only black person, black male, excuse me, on the day. No, but does this ordinance cover the helicopters too? Tell these cops to get these helicopters out of our skies.
Not at all.
Of course not.
You know that doesn't do that. I'm confused. I'm confused by this. So really,
justice, right, Jason?
Really, the headline should read, Yarrow, that Mendocino County gives the cannabis industry a huge tax break, but instead the headline reads that they impose a noise ordinance on cannabis businesses. Am I correct on this?
No, you've got it conflated. There were a number of items on the agenda for the Board of Supervisors, and this article just lumped them all in and covered what was on the docket. The noise ordinance applies to all and any businesses, has not yet been passed, and is nothing revolutionary. In fact, I live one county south, and we have things like that here, so it's no big whoop. The tax reduction, unfortunately, doesn't apply to all license types within the regulated supply chain, but is a substantial reduction as expressed as a percentage for the next couple years. The downside is it doesn't affect this year. It's not more lasting. And it doesn't apply to all license types.
So what license types does it apply to?
Cultivation and nurseries.
Cultivation and nurseries. Interesting. So they get a 40% tax break.
40% 2025 and 35% 2026.
Well, we'll see how many of them last to last that long.
Right.
To be able to even get that tax break.
Yeah, we'll see who's still around by then.
Jeez, these guys.
Yeah, any kind of tax break is a good tax break.
Yeah, but not if you're around to take advantage of it, Todd.
Yeah. What's that?
Not if you're not around to take advantage of it anymore.
Well, of course not. I mean, so you're saying it should go into effect immediately?
It should be in effect immediately.
Or retroactively.
Right.
I like the retroactive idea. Yeah.
What's the current tax rate up there for cultivation? Flat rate. It's a flat rate of 2,500. Is that what?
Too much percent.
I'm checking right now.
I think
Gavin Newsom putting that hemp ban immediately. Why don't they have these tax breaks immediately? How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I think HDL and Tony Soprano came up with the tax structure up there in Mendocino County.
Really? Because I'd say it was the unions.
No, there's I don't think it's a highly concentrated union environment. I mean, the previous industrial underpinnings was logging, and I don't even think logging ever was.
That was a big union.
Unionized.
That was a big union.
Logging and fishing.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I mean, as many subsidies as logging industry has, I could see that being as part of the deal that they're not allowed to.
All right, it's not that bad. So
this is.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Oh, sorry. Effective April 28, 2023, cannabis cultivators and nursery operators engaged in business in the unincorporated area of the county shall pay a reduced business tax of 1.25% for tax years 2022 and 23 and 24. So they're paying about 1.25%
of gross receipts.
Yeah, gross, not net, and that's the killer right there.
It was
Saman touched on it. It's not how much you take in; it's how much you get to keep, and they're getting taxed on how much they take in. The thing that comes up for me is this almost is like, you know, that amazing warrior that went into battle, served his country, died on the battlefield, and like 15 years later was posthumously awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Like that's what this tax break is in Mendocino, because it's posthumously that we've seen such a degradation and meltdown and diminishment of the number of operators in that county, holding it up in a legacy region with their limit of a 10,000 square foot outdoor canopy per parcel, that these breaks are not enough and not quick enough. And so I don't know that it changes the way history is going to look back on this sad chapter and the unintended or intended impacts of legalization.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I'll take any kind of reduction. We're paying 2% on gross in LA, and that's insane. Like, I run it every month for the distro. It's 2% on gross, and that's a lot of freaking money, you guys. Like, so. Sorry, Rico, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, do you think that the people that you're talking about, Yarrow, Donald Trump would call suckers and losers?
Oh boy.